Hello everyone. Today I will show you a nice and easy day trading strategy. If you follow my channel, you know that I usually swing trade instead of scalping or day trading. But today's strategy is especially for day trading. So we will open tradingview.com and change our time frame first. While swing trading, I use 1 hour and 4 hours charts, but for this strategy, we will go with 5 minutes candlesticks. So, we will click the time intervals button here, and select the 5 minutes. Because of the small time frame, this strategy is a great fit for scalpers and day traders. Right now I am looking at the 5 minutes chart of the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. I will show you the strategy in forex markets, but you can also use it for the stock market, commodities, or cryptocurrencies. The strategy we will use has a major difference comparing to our regular strategies. In nearly all of our strategies, we use Japanese candlesticks. But in this scalping strategy, we will use the Heikin Ashi candles. They look just like our regular Japanese candlesticks, but they are calculated a little differently. Comparing to regular Japanese candlesticks, Heikin Ashi has a smoother look because it is using the average of the movement. So it is easier to identify the trend with Heikin Ashi. But this video is not about the Heikin Ashi candles. If you want to learn more about it, comment me down and I will create a video just about Heikin Ashi candles. So, we changed the candles. And we should add the 200-period EMA, and the Parabolic Sar before starting to trade. We will click the indicators button here and add them. You can search them here, and add them to your favorites just like I did since we will use them quite often. We should change the period of the exponential moving average to 200. Now we already have everything we need to start trading. Similar to our other strategies, we will only look to buy if the price is above the 200-period moving average, and we will only look to sell if the price is below the EMA. We will use the Parabolic Sar as our stop loss while trading. Don't worry if I sounded too complicated, I will explain it with examples, and you will see that it is not complicated at all. Even a beginner trader can day trade with this strategy like a pro. Before starting with our examples, I want to show you the 4 changes we made in our chart and indicators. First, we changed the time frame to 5 minutes. Second, we changed the candlestick to the Heikin Ashi. And then, we added EMA and Parabolic Sar to the chart. Also we changed the length of the EMA to 200. If you want you can pause the video here and take a screenshot. Now let's check some examples. Don't worry, after examples, I will provide you a cheat sheet which shows you the rules to open a trade. As you can guess, this strategy is perfect for riding trends with a decent stop loss. Let's start with a long setup. Remember, as I told you in the beginning, we will go long only if the price is above the 200 EMA. It is the first thing to check before opening a trade. To go long, we will wait for a price pivot. You might ask yourself, what is a pivot? Pivot is the change in the direction of the price. So to go long, we will look for pullbacks in the price. We will search for a bunch of red candles in a row, at least 3 red candles in a row, and after we find them, we will wait for a pivot to occur. A pivot occurs with a green candle. We will enter the trade, at the next green candle, but only if the candle doesn't have a lower shadow, and only if the Parabolic Sar is below the price. So I will open a trade here, at the close of the second green candle. You see that there are 4 red candles in a row, and the price is above the EMA. Remember that, to open a trade, Parabolic Sar must be below the price in long setups. Our stop loss point will be just below the Parabolic Sar. For forex trading, 1 or 2 pips below the Sar is sufficient for this strategy. And the take profit point will be 2 times higher than the stop loss. So if you risk 1 R, you should aim for making at least 2 Rs. That means our risk-reward ratio is at least 2. As you see, this trade was a winner, we made a profit of 2 Rs with this one. Let's check the second example. We can see a bunch of red candles here, and the price is above the moving average. So normally, we will look to go long right at this candle, since it doesn't have a lower shadow. But we cannot do that. And if you look closely you might see why. The Parabolic Sar is above the price at this candle, and without the Sar, we cannot put a decent stop loss to our trade. So we wait for Parabolic Sar to get below the price, and we open a trade at the next candle. So it doesn't make a difference if you open the trade at the second or the third candle. This trade is still a decent one since it satisfies our rules. Also, this trade had a risk-reward ratio of 2, and it was a winner too. Let's move to another example. The price is above the EMA, and you see 3 red candles, so you look forward to go long. But should you open a trade here at the second green candle? It breaks our rules to go long here, because the second candle has a lower shadow below it. And since the next candle is red, you should avoid opening a trade here. Let's check for another one instead. We see a bunch of red candles there. But you cannot open a trade here, because the parabolic SAR is above the candle. So we will skip this one too. I will continue to look for another example. Here, there are 3 red candles in a row, the second green candle doesn't have a lower tail, and the parabolic SAR is below the candle. It satisfies our rules, so we will go long here. Keep in mind that while following this strategy 3 red candles is kind of risky, since it can be a fake pullback. But still, we will go long at the close point of the second green candle, and the SAR will be our stop loss point. As usual, our risk-reward ratio will be 2. And this trade is a loser. You must remember that, trading is a probability game. You will have many winner and loser trades in a row. So you should always backtest your strategies before starting to use them. That way you will know the winning rate of your strategy, and you will be way comfortable while trading. Before finishing this video I want to show you a short setup too. You should remember that we will go short only when the price is below the 200 EMA. We will wait for a couple of green candles in a row and after the pivot, it is basically the same logic with opposite rules. Let's check for an entry. Here there are 4 green candles in a row, and a price pivot after. But we cannot open a short position here, because the parabolic SAR is below the price. And in short positions, we need the parabolic SAR to be above the price. Because if it is not above, we cannot put a stop loss to our trade. Let's move to another entry. Now you see 3 green candles in a row, but we are still unable to open a trade here. Because there are 2 errors with this trade. First, parabolic SAR is below the price, and second, there is a small upper shadow on the candle. Let's move on. Now we have a clean entry. There are 4 green candles in a row. Parabolic SAR is above the price, and there is no upper wick in the second candle. So we will go short here, at the close point of the second green candle. I will put the stop loss just a little bit above the SAR. And the take profit target will be 2 times more than I risk. So if I risk 1 R, the take profit point will be 2 Rs below the entry. The risk-reward ratio of this trade is also 2. And as you see, this trade was a winner. I hope that you understood the strategy better with the examples. But if there is anything you want to ask, don't hesitate and comment them down. As I promised, I will give you a cheat sheet that you can use as a checklist while trading. You can pause the video here and take a screenshot if you want to. I recommend you to backtest this strategy at least 100 times on a time frame and in a market you want to use. Please feel free to share your results with me. If you want, I can create a backtest video of this strategy just like I created with the MACD plus EMA strategy. Have a fantastic day everyone. Please consider liking this video, if you found it useful. And if you want more content like this one, you may subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching.